Or we're going to go into 2.6 special functions. Piecewise is the one for day one, just piecewise functions. So this is just for day one, just piecewise. Steps, create tables for each piece of the functions. Use the if part to help create the table x values, and then graph each table onto the paper. So let me show you what those steps mean. So here, there are three functions here. There is this one, and this one, and this one. All right. So my first table I'm going to make is an xy table. All right. And the x values I'm going to put in here are all the x's that are less than -3. So I have -3, -4, -5, and -6. I know that -3 is not less than itself. It's less than or equal to. But we can put that number, that whatever the number is here, we're going to put as the first one. Right? You then take -3, plug it in for x here. For just this first one, you get 2 times -3 is -6. 2 times -4 is -8. 2 times -5 is -10. And 2 times -6 is -12. Again, we're just taking these x values and plunking them in for the first one. Now that I have this, I go, okay, so -3 is my x. It's down to -6 right here. Now, the inequality is just a less than, so it's an open circle. I'm going to plot -4, -8, and -5, -10, and then make my line. So that's just the first part. That's just the first one that we've done. Again, there's going to be 3 lines here, 3 graphs. Number 2 is another xy. And this time we are making our x's from -3 to 0. So -3, -2, -1, and 0. All right, wonderful. So when we plug -3 in here, we get -3 times 5/3, which is -5. Right? How do I get that? I'll show you on a piece of paper real quick. 5/3 times with -3 over 1 is -15 over 3, which is -5. So -5 plus 4 is -1. 0 works as well. We plug 0 into it, and we'll just get 4. So when you plug -2, you're going to have to do in the calculator. I'll get you those answers real quick. So you have 5/3 times -2. And you get -3 1/3 plus 4, which is just 2/3. And when you have -1, you'll have -5/3 plus 4, and you'll have 2 1/3. All right, so now we can plot all these points. So we have -3, -1, and this is the less than or equal to, so we can make closed circle here. We have -2 2/3. We have -1 and 2 1/3, and then we have 0 and 4. And this is the open circle. Make our line. Now we have 2 grafted. Perfect. And then we can go with number 3. Now 3, it says all the x is greater than 0. So when I make my xy chart, I have 0, 1, 2, and 3. Well, if x is 0, y is -1. If 1 is 0, sorry, if x is 1, y is -1. If 2 is x, or x is 2, y is -1. And if x is 3, y is -1. All right, so we plug all those in. 0, -1, that's greater than or equal to 1, -1, 2, -1, 3, -1. I make my line, and that is how you graph a piecewise function. Perfect. So we have this is our first graph, here is our second graph, and here is our third graph. Notice, for every x value, there is some part of the line that it's going to hit. -5, it's down here. -6, it's going to be down here. -0.5, it's right here. It's on this line right up here. Anything over here is going to be right on the -1 line. Okay, so it's kind of cool how these functions, these piecewise functions, are complete for all real numbers.